I would like Nikki to work on a tea that is medicinal, that tastes good, that he would have to market.
In this tea that cures all illnesses, I put a lot of things, and I could tell you what they are, but honestly, it doesn't really matter what I put in here. It's the act of doing that's valuable, not the act of completing it. Pascal said that she would like me to make a tea. So, as long as I do it, I've achieved that. If Pascal didn't tell me to do this, who knows what I would have been doing. I could have just been looking at the ceiling, lying down, being stressed, feeling lost, alone. But since she told me to make a tea, I had a goal. I had a plan. I've done it. I've achieved the goal. I did the one thing she asked of me. And it's nice to follow instructions. I thought about telling you what's in this, but what benefit is that to you? It doesn't matter what's in this. It matters that this exists. If this exists, you just have to go with it.
I am from NICKY'S News. Do you know NICKY'S News?
I do not know NICKY'S News. Are you Nikki?
Do you have any ailments?
Yeah, actually. I do. Big time.
Is it something you want to talk about?
Can you blur my face and voice? My name is Zyler Fantasia. I'm a local Brooklyn man. Really bad breakup. I'm not doing so hot.
Your fault or his?
My fault. Completely my fault. Would like to try to get him back. Don't think he's interested. I'm just a little heartbroken.
So, Zyler, are you willing to try anything?
I am willing to try anything.
I have a tea, and it's full of things that will make you feel better if you'd like to give it a shot.
At this point, man, it. Let's do it. Give me the tea. Is there a dosage recommendation, doctor?
Keep drinking until you feel better. That's all I gotta say.
Let's do this! Whew.
Feeling better?
I'm feeling different, that's for sure.
Would you recommend to people watching to have a cure-all tea next time they go through a breakup?
I can't think about anything else except for what is going on in my mouth and my stomach right now. And in that sense, yeah, you gotta just do something. And maybe it's just nice to talk to someone, but certainly feel better, different than I did 5 minutes ago, that's for sure. My palms are sweating.
Why don't you give it another sip, Zyler? I think it would be unfair to the viewers if I don't give it a sip, too.
Would something ail you?
Yes, something ails me. But before I take this, can I ask for a sub to the channel?
You got it, doctor. Heal thyself. It bites. It really bites.
There's a bit of an aftertaste, isn't there?
There's more than a bit of an aftertaste. But that's what Brooklyn's all about. You have new experiences.
Oh my god, it's so much more than I was I'm crying.
I actually think you're onto something.
You know, I'm gonna let you hold on to this.
Okay.
And I wish you the best. Thank you so much, Zyler.
Thanks for giving me a new experience, man. Yeah.
Welcome back to NICKY'S News, where the news is about me, Nicky. I think it's rather impressive. I managed to make a cure-all tea, market it, sell it, save a life, save my own life. However, even the best cure only works until the next disease. So, while I'm waiting for a potential new disease, I've invited on Hollis Hillhouse to help. Hollis Hillhouse, everyone. Come in, Hollis. Hi, Hollis.
Hello, Nikki.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm super happy to see you.
Let's get into it. Could you introduce yourself to everyone watching and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Hollis Hillhouse. I'm a New Yorker. I'm 70 years of age. I'm retired. So what I do is what I want to do and what I feel like.
Now, you hit upon something I did want to ask you about. You are retired, but that doesn't mean that you're not one of the busier people that I know.
Yeah, that's true. I do some volunteer work. I am associated with an organization on Governor's Island called Earth Matter. I'm just going around the city, I'm shopping, I'm going to museums, I'm working on small projects that I like to create and do myself.
Now, I want to hear a little more about that.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stuff. I do a lot of things. I'm not driven by a need to create, or there's not something inside me that's an artist. I'm driven to create through boredom. I utilize my time at night. Mr. Husband and I sit on the couch and we watch TV, we watch the Knicks, we watch the Rangers, and I feel like I need to be doing something productive. So I've taken up certain fiber arts, knitting, embroidery, little tiny books. If it's cute, tiny, and useless, I will make it. I like scale. I like things that are very, very tiny, or I like things that are huge. I'm just finished a new hat. It's a design that I didn't create, but it's a protest hat. It's called Melt the Ice. And this hat is interesting. It's based on a Second World War Norwegian design when the Norwegians were occupied by Nazi Germany. The citizens began like subterraneanly and surreptitiously campaigns to fight back. And they were identifying themselves with these particular red hats. So I
Wow.
made this hat. It's useful and it's functional, so I had to make a tiny, tiny one. So I made a little tiny, like 1.5 inch Melt the Ice protest hat.
You said something interesting just now, that you feel the need to be productive. Why do you feel that need if it's not being an artist? It's boredom. Like, what is the fear of boredom? What would happen if you were to sit in that boredom for too long?
That's a really good question, and I think that my mind would get soft. My brain needs to be engaged in something beyond just looking at a screen. So I think that it's something that is necessary for clear thinking process and maybe fighting the effects of aging. But that can't be either, because I've always been creating stuff. I don't know what it is.
Hollis, I think you might be an artist.
Well, that's such a grandiose title, and I would be so proud to be thought of and perceived that way. So, okay, then I am. Gosh darn it, I'm an artist.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
I think the thing a lot of artists have in common is this feeling that you have to be making something, and it's just so innate, and it's something you live with your whole life. And whether it is acting, or it's knitting, or it's writing, it's a feeling more than it is even a physical practice that you're making. It's like almost like it's a curse or a blessing, is that your whole life you'll be like, well, if I'm not creating something, something is missing. And I think you have that feeling.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that it's a curse, though. It's a blessing because it's fun. It's fun. And everything I see, not everything, but a lot of things that I see, they make me think, oh, this would be really cute if it was put on a scroll, or this would be really cute if I knit it up, or this would be wonderful if I could make a tiny book and put some pictures and origami fold out things into this book. So in life, everything is a stimulus. Did you know I made a tiny museum?
I saw the tiny museum.
Did you see the tiny museum?
Yes, I did see the tiny
museum.
museum.
Tiny museum was my favorite project. And it was nothing outrageous. It was just beautiful, unusual things that I picked up off the ground on a specific location, Governor's Island. A pine cone is like a sculpture. Everything is interesting.
Let's move on to a little show and tell now. I think you brought some things that we can look at today, Hollis. Is that right?
Yeah, I brought some things to show you.
Okay.
Well, we'll start. We're going to start with the Melt the Ice, the protest hat, based on the occupation of the Norway Germans. This is the pattern for the hat. It's a bright red hat. It's pretty simple. Nothing unusual about it, right? It's cute. A little tassel on it. And then here's the little Melt the Ice cap. Ooh, look, it's so tiny, tiny. No, it's a protest hat.
Oh, okay.
So there we go, melt the ice. Knitting a hat is super easy. I mean, it's not a challenge and it's not an interesting thing. Why knit a hat for your head when you can knit a hat for a chicken? So, because I take care of chickens on Governor's Island, I decided, no reason that a chicken needs to wear a hat.
Have you put it on a chicken yet?
Oh, yeah.
Have you taken pictures?
Yeah, well, yeah, but there weren't good pictures.
Let's cut to a picture now.
Yeah, I don't have it. And then I went through this phase where I would make these, it's a pattern for a balaclava. I became enamored with Mexican wrestlers and lucha libre. I'm going to put this on. I'm probably going to be embarrassed, but let me just do it. So I decided to make a whole series of these lucha libre wrestling balaclavas. So I have one that's all white, and I knitted a pink brain on top of it and put black around the eyes so that it would look scary like a skeleton. And so a hat can be this, or a hat can be something quite unusual like this. I began to use the stems, the dried stems for the lavender, and weave tiny, tiny baskets, containers. This is like for your wheat harvest. So I began to design these story scrolls that use hand embroidery, and then I'm using vintage quilting fabric on them and things that I find from the island, Governor's Island, feathers from the chickens. And so I made a gallery of kind of 18th century portraits of royalty, chicken royalty. And,
Can you tell me their names?
Yes. We have, starting off the thing is the Countess Chiquita, and then there's Madame Klokowski. We've got the Princess Poulet. Here we have Duchess Glamorosa. She's quite glamorous with her red lipstick like mine. And then there's Lady Baccaw. And the fabric, I dyed this scroll fabric with marigold flowers, hand-dyed marigold flowers from the farm on Governor's Island. There's other stuff too, but it's a lot of stuff. I don't know how interesting it all is. Tiny, tiny hearts. I give you my heart.
Thank you, Hollis.
We have books are just for people that I know. This one is Trang. Oh, chickens. And I actually I make the chickens as well. Embroider small little muslin bags. And then on the other side, it's I don't care at all. It's so clever, right? Lavender flower. And the lavender flower, I smell. Trading cards, people who work, volunteer at the field. I turn them into superheroes. And these are just the prototypes, but we've got, small cards and the backgrounds of various places on Governor's Island. This is a documentation, physical, tangible documentation of a vanishing landscape, because on Governor's Island they're doing a lot of development, and there's a section on the island has been left untouched for a very long time, and it's going away. So I thought, I think it would be interesting, and I'm sure everybody's got a million pictures and they're all on your phone, but if you have little cards and they're sitting on your coffee table or your bedside, you take them out, you look at them. I personally, I have a lot of pictures in my phone. I don't always open up my phone and scroll and look at pictures. I want to hold something in my hand, but I'm an old person, and so, that's old people like to do that.
Well, that's what lasts, and I think history is told through art.
Yeah. Everything has to go into a little origami box that you make, like the 38-fold box. It's not just like 1, 2, and your box is done. You gotta fold it and fold it and fold it.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's
You're
really
welcome.
incredible. I think it's clear both to me and to everyone watching that you have no problem staying busy, no problem having things to do constantly. Sometimes I wish I didn't have as much of a problem with that. Sometimes it feels like that boredom can overwhelm me in a way that I don't know what to do. So lately, I've been asking some people who I think are exceptionally good at being busy to help me out a little bit. Would you be willing to help me?
I would love to help you, Nikki.
I'd like you to look at the camera and I'd like you to tell me what you think I can do to stay busy. It doesn't have to be interesting, it just has to be an answer to the question, so what are you working on right now? I don't want to spend the time figuring out that myself. So I'd like you to do that part for me.
I'd be happy to do that for you.
I think I would be embarrassed if I was sitting in front of you while you were to give me ideas. So I'm going to leave and let you be on your own while you come up with this. Is that all right?
That's perfectly fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be back in just a couple minutes.
I'll be here. I came prepared. I have a list. Let's be realistic. He made a new color, green. Where do you go after that? It's a little challenging to think about that. Oh, you make a new color. What next? Oh, discover a new planet. But I do have some ideas. He could become, Nicky, what are you doing? What are you working on? Well, I'm working on mentoring or a student. You could design a new product like a self-baiting fishing pole. Design a new font. You could maybe design a new alphabet. The Babylonians, I think they had cuneiform or something, and the Egyptians had hieroglyphics, some sort of pictorial or symbolic representation of our language. I'm thinking that maybe that's just emojis. So design a new emoji. Propagate a new variety of tea. Jingle writing. Nobody does jingles anymore. Jingles are catchy tunes with clever lyrics, and maybe you can write a jingle. Get a life, don't be stupid, get a life.
Thanks for watching Nicky's News. More news on the way. Stay busy. If you've come to realize life just sucks, look in the mirror. You're worth $1 million.